I mean, listen, there was a day that my husband called me. I think he called me at work. I was at home. And he was like, you know, we're going away. I've booked a hotel. And, you know, we're going to go, which he usually does regularly. And I packed some of that. It was 10 minutes old. And we literally just had to go away for a bit just to connect again, you know, and just have some fun and come back. So it doesn't even have to be like this big thing, you know. And then, like I said, with the keeping things, you know, sexy and what have you, the senses, just think about the senses. How can you smell better? How can you feel better? How can you look sexy? Do you know what I mean? Take off the head wrap and just put on some makeup and, you know, and it doesn't have to be like this every time. But I mean, every now and again, you know, just having the heels on and nothing else, or just how far can you take it and be fine and comfortable? The key thing is that you're all comfortable with each other, you know. But step out of your comfort zone a little bit. Try not to get in the rut. If you've been doing things in the same position for a long time, try something else. That's why I say sometimes get out of the bed, because you can get a bit lazy, sort of get out and do stuff in other places. Lose some weight so you can be carried and lifted up. But here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. It's super important that you feel great about yourself first, right? Because I know that when I've gained some weight and I just feel a bit meh, I don't feel sexy and I want the light off, and I'm like, oh, it's just
sorry. I just saw something from someone. Sonia said in the shower. Hey, Sonia. Wow. Okay, in the shower.
Great. Oh, good. Here's the thing. Just receive this freedom now. Take it. You receive it? Come on, receive that freedom. This is what you've been waiting for. This is the gift that God gave you, right?
Right.
So enjoy it. Somebody said in the car, do your thing. I'm with you.
Wow, this is so good. So yeah, I hope this is giving you some, you know, tips and stuff like that. And I guess even as a single person, it's stuff to take note of, because, you know, we all, like I said before, we just talked about, you know, be prepared for marriage, you get married, but then like in terms of the passion side of it, it's lacking a little bit, and then you go to it and you're there, and then, oh God, you guys are putting me off, man. The show is very good. Bless and say.
And the passion that was in that sentence, like the conviction that was in that comment.
Yes, what Nikki said, kitchen as well, while cooking for
kitchen. Yeah, great. Great. I'm so proud of you guys. Yes, set free people.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much, guys, for the notes. This is brilliant stuff. I love it. Okay. So let's talk about social media and how my mom said, yeah, why not? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Oh my gosh. Right.
Someone said the church will never explore this type of thing, and that's why it's so important to get help. The church is great. Like, I mean, we need the church, but the church can't do everything for you. You don't go to the church if you want to figure out why your leg is broke or whatever. You go to certain,
places,
people or places for certain things. And marriage is a very, very specific subject, and there's a spiritual aspect to it, but there's a very real physical aspect of it that has certain principles, right? And strategies that have to be adhered to. Otherwise, it just doesn't happen. You don't want an apple tree and go to the orange tree farmer and say, hey, it's different. And you have to use specific strategies to grow the apples. Same with your marriage.
Yeah, definitely. And I think what it is because I think it's like when you're as a Christian, or if you're a man or a woman, it's almost as like you can't do anything sort of exciting in your marriage. It's almost like if you do, it's becomes shameful. It becomes like this shame and disgusting thing that you shouldn't be doing this in your marriage. Like I've heard bad stories, of certain pastors or I hope you're hearing me. Pastors saying to couples that you should only do one position. This is the only position. Any other position is a sin. And if you do anything else, and I'm just like, are you for real? Why would
Listen,
it's like, is that a form of control? So that I don't know. It's just mad. Tell me. What do you?
It's crazy that somebody else feels that they have the right to control what you and your husband do or wife does on your marital bed. Nobody is telling me what to do in our marital bed. Nobody. As long as we are both happy, we are both comfortable, we are not hurting each other, it's fine.
It's totally fine. Someone asked the question, Gush Highness says, so can I ask talking dirty in bed, some questions raise the eyebrows at?
Say what you want to say.
Please, no, you say it. No, you say it.
Do you know, listen, it's not, I mean, we use this word talking dirty, but what you're doing, it might be dirty for somebody who isn't safe, but you are in a marital bed. You are actually activating worship. This is the holy ground. So whatever you're talking about is actually clean and holy. So switch it and say, I'm not talking dirty. I'm talking clean. I'm talking holy. And come on now, we're worshiping. It's just a change of mindset. You know, it's just a change of it's a change of perspective, right?
Yes.
All you're saying is what you want to do. Oh, is that fun?
Yes.
Oh, you got a call. All you're saying is what you want to do or fantasies in your mind. It's not, there's nothing wrong with it. It's okay.
It's okay. I hope that answers your question. Okay, let's talk about the society that, you know, I think you said something about it early in the last live where, you know, when a couple gets married and then they're looking at toys not needed, you all have the party. Thank you, Sonia. And then you talked about, you know, because of the expectations part, you said that a couple, you know, one of the couples might look at another couple to say, oh, they see someone like giving them flowers, and then in the marriage, so why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you giving them flowers? Or why aren't you doing this? So social media seems to be an issue right now with a lot of marriages. So, and there was something that you said on one of your Facebook Live, which kind of like caught my attention. And this is one of the reasons why I want to talk about this. So, how do I frame the question? How dangerous is it to really allow to be affected by, I think I know the answer, but like, you know, you can elaborate on it. How bad is it for social media to affect a marriage? Because like one of the things you said was about couples having other accounts to do their nonsense. Tell us, come on, elaborate.
Well, it all comes down to something that I teach, which is closing all gaps to insecurity, right? And social media is a huge gap to insecurity if not used wisely. Because, you know, you basically communicating with all types of people all around the world. And so I have seen examples of couples where going from just having, you know, triple security locks on their phones, you know, face identification, the what's it, and the number, you know, to going as far as having completely different profiles. And for me, and, you know, I'm a very straight talker. If you have a separate profile than your personal one so that you can do all this sort of nonsense and you're hiding it, then you're obviously trying to or looking for opportunities to cheat. And so even if you feel like, oh, it's just my privacy, even let me put it this way, even having triple locks on your phone and saying, well, this is my private place is very incorrect for marriage and breeds in insecurity. And definitely there is something that you want to hide. I mean, we're not children here. Do you know what I mean? And then anytime that you have something that you want to hide within your marriage is on a slippery slope to destruction. So there's certain social media sort of tips that I think that people should follow. Number one, let it be open. As in, I can go on my husband's social media, he can go on mine. There's no privacy. Privacy does not exist in marriage. Okay? Yeah. And then number two, Stop trying to make friends with everybody. You're not supposed to slide into anybody's DMs looking for friends, or I just want to be your friends. And don't just accept everybody's friends and start friendship or friend requests and start talking nonsense, forming a relationship over the phone. Well, I'm not doing anything wrong, Adaze. You know, it's not cheating. Well, actually, talking inappropriately and words and connections that you're supposed to be having with your spouse, sharing that with somebody on social media is having an emotional affair, which is the same as having a physical affair. So it's cheating, right? So make sure that you're not having inappropriate. An emotional affair is cheating.
Oh, cheating. Yes.
Yeah. So make sure you don't have that. Also, you know, be sensible. If you haven't got anything to hide, make sure that you have reflection of your marriage. If I go on your page and all I see is pictures of you and there's no reflection of the fact that you're married, there's no pictures of your wife, there's no pictures of your husband, something's suspect. Something is suspect.
Is it really though? Is it if like
it is.
If I'm married anyway, and people know that I'm married, okay, and then I don't post a picture of my husband, is that a problem?
It's a problem because here's what happened. Number one, you're sending out a message. Listen, people slide into my DMs thinking because they've missed the picture or they've missed the marriage bit. Number one. Number two, you want to make sure that every single door is closed. So there's no reason why anyone or your spouse should question. Here's the thing, you don't want to have any questions from your spouse or from anybody else, or put yourself in a position of temptation. So these are all just blockers. It doesn't mean your marriage is in a bad place, but you do certain things because you think ahead. You do certain things because you're protecting your home. So I make sure, I think people should make sure that there is, if I flick through your page, there should be. And here's the thing, people have pictures of them and this other woman, pictures of him and this other man, not a picture of your spouse. What's going on?
So what, should you put at least one picture of your spouse?
I think there should be something. There should be at least one. Make sure that if you've got your status, don't put a status at all, or make sure it's on marriage. Also, social media is having problems in the house because you guys can't communicate anymore because you're always on your phone. It's always like this. This is one of the things that's killing the passion in your marriage. You cannot communicate, but you can communicate to everybody else. For everybody, you've got so much things to say, but the person in your house, you have nothing to say because you're always like this. I've seen people go out on dates. Me and Mr. Chiwoko are on a date, and we'll look across, and two people are dating. They're on their phone. What did you come out for? Stay in your house then. There's no point. Or bring everybody on social media into your date because you're definitely not there.
Wow.
So social media is a real big issue. It's huge.
Yeah,
absolutely huge.
It is. I had a friend. She said that so she went on a date, and the guy, you know, they were kind of like talking, and the guy was on his phone. First of all, dude, you're on a date, and my friend, she's not an easy person. Like, she's a very strong person to impress. First of all, you go on a date. Okay, great. And then you're supposed to be conversing face to face. How is this guy now pulling out his phone and just randomly? And then she's like, "You're on your phone." But what he didn't realize was that she could see what he was doing, and she didn't. She didn't say it, but it was like, there ain't gonna be number two. There ain't gonna be date number two at all. Like, at all. And it's just like, and it makes me think, like, what is it about this phone that's just making people distracted? You're getting to know someone and you be on your phone. Why? If you don't want to be there, just, why did you arrange the date? Do you know what I mean?
It is an addiction, though. It is an addiction. But it obviously means that you're not there for the person, you're there for everybody else. And again, and here's the thing, it's good that she saw it and she cut it off. Do you know what I mean? Because people just let that sort of thing go and then get married to them and then still be complaining about it. But his attention obviously isn't there. So, you know, I think I said in that video that one of the greatest shames to me is that a marriage will fall apart because of social media. Crazy to me that you would allow social media. So one thing that Mr. Chiwoko and I do, and here's the thing, not because of lack of trust or anything, but because we actively close doors. We're not here trying to test each other's security levels. There's no testing here. It's just making sure that there's no gaps. He's not really a social media guy. So my social media is all on his phone. There's nothing to hide. So even when these guys are messaging me on Facebook or whatever, hey sis, you look nice, I want to be your friend, as if I'm looking for a friend. Mr. Chiwoko is getting that very same message. So I'll say, hey, great, my husband got this message too. Maybe you can be his friend as well. We can all be friends together. Let's have a party. Let's all be friends.
What's the response? What's been the most hilarious response you've ever had, or someone pushing?
Yeah. Some of them get really mad. Like, nah. So somebody cannot just come on here and just be nice to you and be friends with you. You know, I just want to say hello. You don't need to disrespect me like this. I'm like, no, it's cool. My husband is right here. We all want to be your friend, both of us.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I love that. That is so cool though. I mean,
here's the thing, don't take risks with your marriage. As precious as you treat your car, you treat your phone, you treat your children, treat your marriage as precious. It's precious to you. It's got to last a lifetime. You don't leave gaps open intentionally or unintentionally. You see the gap to say, hey, how do I close this? How do we protect each other's hearts? How do I give my spouse absolutely no area of concern?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. How does one deal with friends? Like, so got a couple, they're married, and they have like friends of the opposite sex that they've been closer for ages. How does a couple deal with that? Because there might be, so one couple might be fine with it, but then really they're kind of like,
if not, right?
There's a little bit of like, why are you friends with her? Why did she, and it's like, he's like, why are you friends with him? Blah, 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 blah. Like, how do you not?
Yeah, there's a few things here. The number one thing is making sure that you do not have a best friend that is above your spouse. Your spouse is your number one best friend.
Ooh, okay.
You didn't like that. Why?
I just. Yeah.
That simply made you a bit uncomfortable. Like, no, I want my best friend.
I was like, okay. Well, carry on.
It doesn't matter if you grew up since primary school. We were in primary school together, and then we went to secondary school, and they were there when I passed my driving test. It doesn't matter. If they were so important to you, you would have married them, but you didn't. You married me, and we became one, right? And we said we were going to do life together. So all of a sudden, I trump all those years 10 times over, right?
Okay.
So that's the first thing. And then you have to make sure, the same with the family, that your friend understands and respects the new you. It's not the same you anymore. You can't call me at 1 o'clock in the morning and spend all night talking to me. You can't do that anymore. Right. You can't say, oh, we're going to this party. Are you coming? Just come now. Just drive. You can't do that anymore. You can't do that. You can't say just me and you are going to do this. You can't do that anymore. It's a new day. I'm not the same person. I'm married now. So the boundaries have to be in place. The other thing that needs to happen is, you're not just my best friend. You're my spouse's best friend too. Me and you best friend. You're best friends together. Right?
Oh my days!
So that needs to happen, and like I said, new boundaries. So we cannot. If you get married and your friends and your social life stays the same, there's no changes, then I'm worried.
Wow. So it's important to be careful with the friends that you keep even before you get married.
In fact, let me say this. If you get married and you maintain all the friends that you had before, I'm equally worried. Oh, because there's some people that will have to go because they won't get it. They won't understand this new way that you're living. They won't respect this new way that you have to live, right? They'll try and challenge this new way that you have to live. This change that will happen in you automatically, right? They won't sit with it well. You'll find that you won't sit with it too well. And I don't mean cutting people off, never speak to them again, but for sure your relationship won't be the same with everybody as it used to be. I mean, it will happen automatically. But if it doesn't, then I'm worried because it means that you've not fully invested into the marriage the way that you're supposed to.
Okay. Woo, okay, some people are saying they're not quite sure they 100% agree, but let us know. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, please post your questions. There's a question box to the right of your comment box. Ask the questions that you need, and then we'll get to them as quick as we can. Right, okay, so let's talk about, we talked a lot about marriages and, for those who are married and whatnot. Let's talk about singles. Because this is kind of like a tough season for singles. I know for me, dating is oh gosh, I've resigned. It's like dating is like it's like another job. It really is like another job.
Don't resign.
I've resigned. No, I really have because I'm tired. Like I'm tired of dating.
Join my service. I'm gonna help you.
Which we're going to talk about very shortly, because I genuinely am really tired of, dating, and how I'm just like, all this is just like, it's almost like, I know that I want to, and the funny thing is, like, it was only like maybe sort of like the beginning of this month where I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna hope and love because there's hope. So I'm like, I'm not gonna give up on love. I'm still gonna hope because regardless of all this nonsense that's going on, I'm so tired. Like I'm so tired, and and it just frustrates me that there is. I'm not gonna generalize because I can't generalize. Because otherwise people come at me. But I know that there are some Christian men that are great. But then the ones that are popping up is like, where on earth did you come from? Like, where did they breed you? They're so messed up. And you just think like, God, there's got to be one that's at least like, correct and just at least just got sense, and he's emotionally available, and he's actually he has a proper relationship for you. And and that's why I feel like I just resign from any like dating apps. I'm tired. But I'm still gonna hold on. So
well, I'm glad that you were using the dating apps though, because some people won't go there.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't listen. If you're watching, don't just hang on to what I'm saying. Still try dating apps. Dating apps are like, I'm an advocate for them. I will always say, try a dating app because you just never know. Because I've had friends who have met on dating apps and they've got married. They literally got married. My best friend from school, she met her husband on a dating app and they got married. But she passed away years ago, but they still met on a dating app. And I've had other friends who have met on dating apps and are still together and all are married. So it's not like, don't cancel it out. Dating apps are still great. It's definitely worth it. So it's not for everybody, but at least try. I think at least try it rather than write it off, if that makes sense. So So would you? I mean, for you with dating apps for like singles, what are your thoughts on it? And should they? Is it okay for them to do it, especially now where we're in?
Yeah. I'll be honest. If you would have asked me that a few years back, I'd have been like, no, you need to know somebody in spirit and all this sort of stuff. I would have been super spiritual about it and really just cancelled it out. But I think the same as you, I've started to sort of see people really connect and find some great people, go ahead, have some great relationships and get married. And also I've seen it that it is just another place or landscape like any other to meet somebody that you potentially won't meet. We use the online space for so many other things and trust it for so many other aspects of our lives that I think that actually it's It'll be doing yourself a disservice not to at least give it a shot, you know? So yeah, I'm very much for it. Listen, I'm just for you, some single people to just find some great men and women, because, you know, I'm feeling like I'm hearing what you've just said about the dating landscape at present and how you're feeling about it is what I'm hearing a lot. You know, I'm hearing it a whole lot.
It's mental. It's mental. Like, you know, someone was telling me recently that about their experience, like how the guy is very controlling, and it's like, wait, first of all, you're meeting this person. One, you don't have a job, or you don't have a job, and you're saying to this woman, oh, you must do this. My wife has to do this. You can't do this. Da da da. You can't have it. I'm like, are you okay? Like,
yeah,
are you
something's
okay?
Not right. Can I ask you a question?
And he's about, this person's supposed to be a Christian. This guy is meant to be a Christian. And I'm like, which kind of Christianity is this one? Because this one is
different type.
Yeah, go on, ask me a question.
Different type.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Oh, the internet, I don't know if it's my side.
No, I can hear you. I can hear you, I'm fine.
Oh, you can? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. When me and Mr. Chiwoko met, we went to church, but we weren't, you know, proper Christians. So we were in the club actually, and but it was it was literally like I saw him and he took my breath away, right? And I just, you know, we went through the out of church way of falling in love,
okay,
you know, of dating and falling in love and going out and and building this relationship. So that's how it worked for us. Now, since then, becoming a proper Christian and seeing the sort of dating landscape now, I want to ask you if you feel like the parameters that have been put in place have made things more difficult. I always wonder, even if a guy did find a woman attractive, how does he approach her? Have we neglected the feeling of falling in love? You know, it's just lust. You know, it's just infatuation. You know, and you know, dating and getting to know somebody is almost like marriage. So if you do date him, you've got to stay with that one person. You can't sort of be like, I went on a date with that one, didn't quite work out. Like, do you think that the parameters have made things difficult? Yeah. Yes.
Has the parameters made things difficult? No, not really.
And the lists.
I don't know about the parameters. Like, I don't really care. Like, I'm just like, I
you do what you want to do.
Honestly, because before I wasn't really into like the whole multiple dating thing, but I was like, wait a minute, like, no, because guys, some of you single guys, you multiple date, you see a number of women any however many times on the go, and at one point I was like, wait a minute, like, why should I have to feel a type of way because some guy is multiple dating and I can't do it? Oh, I'm like, no. Me too. I will do it. Mm-hmm. If you ask me, am I? Yes. So yeah. And then one guy asked me one time. He was like, oh, where am I on the list? And I said, well, you're kind of far way down at the moment. So, you know, if you wanna get back up the list, then at the top of the list, you need to make a bit of an effort, like, you know, right. Because there's some people who are outdoing you at the moment. So I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be like, you know,
you're not sleeping with anybody. You're not married to anybody, and dating is just. I mean, we're scared of this word dating, but it's just meeting up with somebody and getting to know people, right?
As my pastor says, when you're dating, you are collecting data. You're collecting data. You know, right. One thing I've learned from my Pastor Bim, she's like, you're collecting data. That's what it is. It really is. And you have to collect it, and you then sift through. And that. So I think, so one of the main issues for the whole singles and dating thing is that, okay, what's the time? I'm just conscious of the time. Okay. Is that one, there's a lack of men in the church. That's been going on for years anyway. And two, it's about the way men approach women in the church. Like,
no, game.
like, yeah, like some, I think it's either some men are afraid to or they don't. And a lot of women complain like men don't approach. So should men approach in the church? Or should it be, and sometimes I think, what do you mean in the church? Are we talking about in the physical building or are we talking about outside?
I feel sorry for men, to be honest, yeah, in that scenario. Because I don't know what we expect them to do. You know, if they see somebody they like, are they allowed to approach them and say, hey, you know, I saw you, looks beautiful. You know, someone will be like, so all this time you're just looking at me instead of focusing on God. So he gets, you know, he gets turned down. So then he doesn't approach, and then we complain men aren't approaching. I think that it's so hard. I don't know what they're supposed to do. They go straight to the pastor and say, I like the girl, and go that. That to me, I feel uncomfortable with, because why does the pastor have to know before the girl?
I'll tell you a story.
So I always just feel so sorry for men. I think that they get a kick no matter what they do. They approach, they're wrong because you're lost so you are just looking at me. They don't approach, they're told they're weak, you're not going after your woman. What do you want them to, what do they do?
What do they do? Oh my gosh. So there was a story one time where someone in my church years ago liked me. And at the time I was kind of like, I guess, getting to know someone. So this person had liked me for a long time, and like I think he
come on, just people just liking you all over. Come on.
Honestly. I kind of knew that he liked me, kind of thing. So anyways, and I think he told me that he liked me, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, thank you for letting me know, blah blah blah, and that was it. Sis, why is it that I then get a message from my my pastor's husband saying he would like to see me? And I'm like, okay, fine. Went to see the pastor now. And he was like, oh, so-and-so was telling me that, so-and-so said that, that they like you, but you're making it difficult, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, So wait, you mean, wait. I said, wait, you mean, are you telling me that this person came to report me to you because I said no? He was like, yes. And I was like, huh? I said, look, I said, Dad, Daddy, you know what? I'm not interested. Why? Because there is someone else that I like. And he was like, really? He goes, right. Okay, so how's that going? I said, it's going very well. He was like, okay, cool, no worries. And I'm like, hold on, dude. So because I said to you, you decide to go and report me to the pastor. What did
Thank God you said no.
It's like, is the pastor Jesus? Is the pastor Jesus? No. I was just like, I scratched my head. I'm like, no, please, just stop. Just stop.
Wow.
Just stop.
Thank God he exposed himself nice and early.
I'm telling you. Right? Honestly. So for you, what tips can you give to men when it comes to, when you want to approach a woman or tell someone that you like them or you're interested in them? And also, is it okay for the woman to say, can the women at least initiate a hello or something to initiate interest? Go.
Oh, I love it. So this is from my point of view, and maybe it's based on the kind of woman I am. I would rather a man be strong enough and courageous enough and show me that he is the hunter-gatherer and come straight to me. Don't go tell my pastor. Don't tell someone. Come to me and tell me something great. Hey, I've been noticing you. I'd love to spend some time getting to know you. I mean, and if a woman is really uptight and stinky about that, then maybe she's not really the one. Do you know what I mean? Maybe she's not ready to be approached yet. But I want men to feel a bit more free to do that, because currently it's not working, and I think us women have scared them to doing anything, right? So and the women's
it's the way we then respond to them. So when we then, it's like, so if a guy approaches you and then you're a type of way, it's like he's put off already and is like, nah, I'm not going to be approached. I'm not approaching any, because of that one situation. He won't approach a girl again at all.
Yeah. Stop over spiritualizing everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, not allow some things, God gave us certain feelings and attraction and all these things for us to use it. So, I mean, it's a compliment if someone says, I saw you, I love how you move, I love, the way you worship God, from what I've seen, you look like somebody that I would like to get to know. I mean, that's great. Why are you offended? Why are you concerned about whether he was focusing on you or focusing on God? He focused on you. Take it as a compliment. And then for the women, I feel like, so I'm not, personally, I'm not the kind of girl that's going to go to you and be like, hey, brother man, I saw you standing over there. I'm not going to do that, right? I'm not going to do that. But for sure, you're going to feel my energy, right? I'm going to use my body language, my femininity, my eye contact to let you know that if you did step over to this side of the church, you'd be welcome. There's a way a woman can do it without talking, So that I think that women need to be a bit more open. And I think we need to address the list as well. Let's address the list. It needs to be tongue-speaking, church-leading, house-buying, BMW driving, The list is heavy.
Oh my gosh, that list is
mighty.
It's
a mighty awesome list.
I think as I get older, my list is being more refined, because when you write the specifics that you want, when you look at it, it's kind of like materialistic a little bit. And then as you grow older, you should hope that it changes and you become a bit more wise. And it's more like the what values do you have? Do you place that you want this person to have? But I must say, for me, I'm sorry. I have said it to God. God knows, okay? When people always complain about the height thing, I'm sorry. The height thing is actually to be tall. I'm 5'2".
I know.
I'm 5'2". And I said this to my friend the other day, because sometimes I have to call her to come and reach for something for me in the kitchen on the shelf. And I'm like, me? I said, me? That's why I can't marry someone who's the same height or shorter than me. Listen, we both can't be struggling to be getting to the top shelf. No.
Right.
I'm sorry. Gonna work. It's not gonna work. So for me, maybe that's the only one thing I think is probably a non-negotiable. He has to be tall. Right. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm taking notes, by the way, for you. Yeah. Non-negotiable height. Okay. I'm sorry. He has to be tall. That's just it. Good. But yeah, anyway, so the thing is, there's so much we can talk about in terms of this whole singleness and the thing. So as a single, what things should we be doing? Because I know, you can ask, you can do this, you can do that, but actively, what should a single person be doing right now?
Yeah. So I'm very much in the place where I'm saying to single people, be your full you. This thing that we were taught that, just be busy in church. When you are busy in church, your man will come. A lot of us have realized that that's not going to happen, right? And we've seen... And, it makes me laugh because it's happened with a couple of people. We think that that's the only way that God is going to bring your man to him. Do you know what I mean? Because Sister A was cleaning in the church and God sent her husband. Doesn't mean that that's how he's going to do it for Sister B, Sister C. He uses different ways. Right?
That used to be me, that I'm not going to lie. That used to be, I understand about being about your father's business and stuff like that, doing what you need to do, but that thing, right, what you just said just there, that used to be playing on my mind so much that if I'm not in church all the time, 24/7, that I'm not going to find someone, that he's not going to come or whatnot. And even one of my guy friends said to me, why are you always in church all the time? It's like you're in church every single day of the week. You should be you need to be going out more. This is from a guy. And I was like, oh, okay. That for me, I was like, okay, I will.
I mean, God can bring your man from all different places. I mean, there's women in my church, we can count the men on our hands, right? And the single women we cannot count. Yeah. So how likely is it? I mean, it's simple math. Yes, there have been the odd man or two that have come into the church and they've married, but the other ones are going to be waiting a lifetime. So I say, you know what? You need to expand your social life. Get out. Get a hobby. Do things. I'm telling you, it's great. And I'm not discouraging people from being at workers' meeting, Bible studies, prayer meeting, leaders' meeting, night vigil, choir practice.
You're like that.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. And you're doing it in the same church where there's no men. It's not terrible. Work for the Lord. For true. No, seriously, give to God for sure.
Yes.
But also expand your network. Get out. Have some fun. Take up a cause. You're single. You can travel. You can do what you want and meet people from all sorts of backgrounds, right? Who will just expand you and you can connect with different people. You know, I've got a good friend of mine that got married. She actually allowed a man to slide to her in a coffee shop. She said she had to drop her Mrs. Spirituality for a moment and let the guy chirp her. And now she's married to him.
What? Look at that! Look at that!
You know, God works in mysterious ways. Has she stopped going to church? No, they're growing in the Lord, doing great, raising godly children. And he stepped to her in a coffee shop. Some of you would block it. This man, he just saw me standing and he just came to me. Why is he just coming to me? Why? Why can't he just come to you? You look good. He came to you. You want a man that goes for what he wants.
Yes, absolutely. You do. Man, we really do need that. Okay, so yeah, church, man. I have to admit, it was recently. I was in a shop, and then some guy thought I was chirps. Yeah, man. Like, guys, work on your chirpsing game too, man. Don't be cheesy. Be real. Just be you. Don't come with no lyrics and stuff like that. I should pray men for the ship call.
That's a lot. Now, let me say this to you on a serious level, though. Let me say this to you. Since I started the matchmaking service, I've had women 35 up saying to me, crying, that they did this. They were told, just focus in church. Remember that focusing on church isn't the same as focusing on God. So just focusing in church. And their 20s went by, and they just thought that this man would appear, right? Or they just thought that once they decide, right, I'm ready for this man now, he would just turn up. And they haven't. And they're not for years, right? So it's really serious, actually, that we make sure that we're wise in this area.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so let's talk about your service that you have, because obviously, you know, so if you're a guy on this live right now and you're a girl and you are single, please open your ears to what we're about to talk about, okay? Because you might actually benefit from this. So, Adaze has a service that she's just recently launched. Tell us about the service and what makes it different to other dating services that are out there.
Okay, so, you know, with working... Oh, yeah, you can eat now. It's fine. It's safe. Sorry. My husband was like, can the kids come down and eat now? I'm like, yeah, we stopped talking about sex. No, it's fine.
Love it.
So with running the coaching practice for married couples, I actually built up this following of over 20,000 people. But I thought they were all married. But actually, there was a huge section of my following that was single that were like, look, we're just here to learn, right? But then every now and again, I'd get a message saying, hey, Daisy, you know, I'm a woman or I'm a man, and, you know, I've been looking for love for a long time. I'm really struggling to find a good, godly person or whatever. And, you know, this message has really been coming to me a lot, and I've become super passionate about it. So I launched what I've called the Royal Match, connecting queens with their kings or vice versa. Yes. And the way that it's different is because online, which is what a lot of Christians were saying to me, that they weren't comfortable with the online dating because it's a little bit like pick and mix and you don't really know what you're getting and what have you. Whereas a matchmaking service takes it back to the olden days where my clients are assessed and vetted via a form and via a face-to-face. So I'm really getting to know them and I'm connecting them based on a system of compatibility that I use, but also from my experience, judgment of who I think, you know what, these two really should make a good match. And so whoever I suggest to you for a date, you know at least that number one, they are absolutely at the place where they're just as serious as you are for a relationship, because they haven't paid a little £10 a month to a dating. They've put down some serious money and said, help me, this is what I want. Also, they've allowed me to assess them and to vet them. So you're getting that reassurance and none of your details are going online. It's completely handled offline. And I headhunt and handpick for you. So a lot of the time that you're spending going through sort of all these dating sites, so you can scratch that and you know that I'm actually headhunting according to your needs and wants, your non-negotiables and your wish list, and really finding people that connect with you. So then the only thing you need to worry about is their chemistry. Will this person be a good match for you? It's a yes. The only thing is the chemistry there. And that's really the help that I really want to get to. So, because there are people who are so busy, you don't get to meet anybody. And when you do, you're not able to do the vetting and all that. I've done all that for you. Right? Is he tall enough? I'm not sending you anybody that isn't tall enough. Does he have the right morals? I'm not sending anyone that isn't the right morals for you. Does he like children? I don't want children. I'm sending somebody that, I'm making sure that you're getting the person that is right for you.
Wow,
That's
love
how it works.
I mean, it's good. I mean, because, it was again, a lot of the dating apps, it is quite, like I said before, it is tiring. So I guess to have that weight off your own shoulder and having someone else look at that it is a lot easier. Now, something else that you talked about, chemistry. How important is chemistry and attraction? Because some people think that you like attraction is a must. Like it's that or nothing. If they're not attracted, then there's no chemistry. Is that true?
It is true. However, it's allowing the attraction to build. So the first thing is, it shouldn't necessarily be the first thing, but it is important. So some people have that attraction straight away, but even if you're attracted, that's not the thing that's going to keep your marriage. Other people, they may connect on a personality basis and be like, yeah, but you're not the best looking guy in the world. But because of the intimacy that they build, attraction builds, right? So it's knowing when to give this person a shot. You might actually find a guy shorter than you that blows your socks off.
Let's not throw that over my life, I beg.
I'm saying.
I don't want that. I told you before. I'm going to be reaching, struggling for the top shelf. I can't. So that means we have to build a house that's with low cupboards and not high.
Well, here's the thing. Attraction isn't going to keep your marriage, because if you guys end up not being able to communicate, conflict, lack of trust, insecurity, it doesn't matter if he looks like Denzel Washington. He will automatically look like Quasimodo.
Oh my gosh, you just wear Quasi all the way over.
If you're crying every day, trust me, the beauty goes, it disappears.
And they say beauty is fleeting, isn't it? Beauty is really fleeting.
That's the thing.
80 years old, and that look that you once had when you were 20 years old, you still got to be able to find that person attractive.
Exactly.
No matter what. So you kind of
so it's getting attractive, being attracted on different levels, but definitely that deeper level has to be there above the physical level,
Okay, cool. Love that. Okay, so with your service, like, how can people kind of like find out about it, and like if you had any success stories yet? I mean, it's just only newly launched anyway, but have there been some good interest and matches that you thought that people have been? Oh my God, you're smiling. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Number one, the first thing that surprised me, because I thought it's going to be a really slow burner and people are going to be like, oh, matchmaking service, who uses one of those? My gosh, floodgates.
Wow.
Floodgates. So I'm really building up my singles database. So there's people who will come on as paying clients who are like, Adaze, do this work for me. And then there's a database where it's maybe I can't afford for you to be a client right now, but I want to be on the database in case one of your premium clients, you find that I'm right with them, then I can connect them. So really been working on building the database, but I also have a couple of clients who have trusted me with their love matches, and I'm having a couple of virtual dates, which has been great.
Ooh, okay. And the question is, have you seen, are there a lot of men signing up to this? Because women will sign up for one. I'm gonna be careful. Like women, when it comes to love, we want to make sure that we get it right. So we're gonna sign up to a lot of things. But because men, I could say there's a lot of things I could say about men. I love men. You guys are great, but like when it comes to like social events and gatherings and stuff like that, y'all just nowhere to be found. It's just like this Sahara desert, nothing. So with this. Is there an influx of men, like good amount of men wanting this?
I was surprised. I thought I was going to be struggling, but actually the clients that I have are men. The ones that have been willing to put down the serious money have been men. The girls have been like, oh yes, I really want this. I'm so ready. I give them the price. They're like, okay, yes, just put me on the free list. Men have been like, look, I'm ready. I want this. Where do I pay?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So why is it that the women are not? Is it because of the price? I mean, obviously these things come at a premium because it is what it is. It's a custom service. So but yeah, so why
women typically are not as decisive as men. It's a broad statement, but typically we're not when a man knows what he wants, he will do it. Right? So he's reached out to me because they're like, right, you said you can find me my match, find her. Here's the money, do it. Right? And my phone calls with men are really short. This is what I want. I want this, that. Yeah, you can do it. Great, fine, gone. Women are like, yeah, but I feel like this, and sometimes I feel like that, and if I could have this, but then I'm not sure if I need that. Do you think you could? But I'm worried that. But if I pay, it's always really long. Like my conversations with women, like hour long. With the man, it's like 20 minutes. That's deal done. Let's go. Let's get on with it.
Wow, there's a question for you. What age range is on your database?
From 25 to 50.
Oh, wow. Nice range there.
Yeah.
Ladies.
25 to 50.
So, ladies and gents, the royal match, if you're 25 to 50 years old and you're looking for love, hit up Adaze.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I only want to work with people who are serious about a long-lasting relationship leading to marriage. That's the only people I want. If you're just looking to be like, oh, yeah, I'm just in this relationship and then tomorrow I might change my mind or what have you, I'm not interested. If you are really serious, like you're at that stage of life where this is what I want, in the same way that you said that you wanted a career, that you wanted your education, this is the stage of life that you know what you want, then you can contact me.
Look at that. So get how can they contact you just real quickly? Like
so the website is www.theroyalmatch.co.uk, theroyalmatch.co.uk. You can book a free discovery call if you just want to phone and find out a bit more about it and see how I can help you. There's a link as well to, if you want to just straight away go onto my singles database, there's a link there. You fill the form in real quick and then you'll get a welcome email and all that. But if you do want to talk about becoming a client, absolutely book a free discovery call and we can talk about it. So it's theroyalmatch.co.uk.
There you go. That's theroyalmatch.co.uk. Make sure you check her out. It will be worth your while. And, if you're on here, you're very, very, very serious because, because we talk about, we want to settle down. But then when it actually comes to it, like the actual thing, are we kind of, do we really want
ready?
And real quickly, for singles, just quickly on touch on dating, what kind of questions should they be asking on dates? Just real quickly,
Right.
that's a random thing. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. On dates, I think get to the important stuff as quickly as possible. You know, do you see yourself having children? Right? How important is marriage to you? You know, let's talk about faith. How serious is the Lord? You know, are you with the Lord? Is that important to you? How important is family? Right?
Yeah.
You know, those sort of things you want to really find out. What are you where do you plan to be in the next few years? What's your example of a great weekend or a fun day out? You know, start to get to understand people that way.
Okay. All right, there you go. I hope that has helped you. Honestly, there's so much more that I really, really wanted to talk about, like, but we could go on for ages and ages and ages about it. But honestly, thank you so much for coming on and and talking about the marriage. The marriage thing was so important, and I think it needed to be said so that people could really just work on their marriages at least, and even as a single, it helps as well. Just things to avoid and whatnot, which is really good. Oh, that's the last question I should have asked you. I should have asked you this a long time ago, but if you can do it in like 10, 15 seconds, that would be great.
10 seconds.
We talked about cheating in the first one. What are the signs to look out for if your spouse is cheating?
Definitely the hiding of everything. All of a sudden, this real need for privacy. Lack of doing the do. I can't say the doing the do now because the kids are here. Yeah. All of a sudden, really angry and irritated about everything. Like everything really angers them and irritates them. Just sort of that sort of thing. And changing routine suddenly. That's all of a sudden super important, and you don't quite know why.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Woo! There you go. Well,
and I really want to say, if anybody is really struggling right now with any aspect of their marriage, get help. Don't just brush it under the carpet. Contact me.
Yeah, definitely. And it's Marriage for Real, which you can just tag, click on the thing. Right, we've got 10 seconds. Adaze, I love you. Thank you so much
for
coming on. I really appreciate it. And we're definitely going to be catching up. We've got so much more to talk about.
Thank you.